The 2 mile 3 furlong Grade 2 Amlin 1965 Chase is the first offering today then from Ascot. As we take a look at the runners, number 1 is Charlie's Form, Charlie, Fairy King, K. Minahan, Giran, PK Hill, Lieutenant Breakfast, Alan McDonald, Loving Around, John's Jumpers, Mars Orchard, Paul Rhodes, Nightmare on Elm Street, D. Thompson, Nocturnal, M. Cairns, Pilgrimage, D. French, Salty, C. Clark, External, J. Sutherland, Dance My Life Away, M. McLean, Festival Empress, D. Hinton, Lead Roll, L. Van Rensburg, SodaStream, G. Clutterbuck, and Welcome Break, J. Shea. Off they go then for the first of today's races, and it's Loving Around and Charlie's Form are going on towards the first. Oh, and Charlie's Form just give that a bit of a whack to start the day off, and it's a very short run to the second. And Loving Around, the grey, has now opened up to a 4 or 5 length lead with Giran on the inside in second, and then comes Charlie's Form as they jump the third already off the 16 fences. They come up pretty quick those first few, and Loving Around it is that's in the lead from Giran in second on the rail. Then comes Charlie's Form and Welcome Break on the outside. Then SodaStream and Fairy King, March Orchard and Nocturnal as they come to the next. And they all stream over that one nicely with Festival Empress, the current back marker. And Loving Around it is then by about 4 as they take this turn, with Giran back in second, then Charlie's Form is third, Fairy King in the white colours is fourth, then comes the other grey Lead Roll, then Mars Orchard on that one's outside as they take the next fence. And a bit of a mistake by that second grey there. Pilgrimage is towards the back of the field as well, so it's Nocturnal and External as well, those two together at the back. So they come past the stand then, up the straight, and it's Loving Around. We'll take them over this one in front. Clear leader from Giran, who's just been scrubbed up there by the jockey. In third place is Fairy King. Charlie's Form is back in fourth. Then comes the grey Lead Roll and Welcome Break, and then Lieutenant Breakfast and Mars Orchard. Salty's made a bit of ground on the outside. Then comes Pilgrimage, and after that one, Festival Empress, Dance My Life Away. And then Nightmare on Elm Street. External has gone past SodaStream, and Nocturnal is the back marker. So out they go then into the Berkshire countryside, and it's Loving Around that takes them on still. From in second place now, Fairy King, then Giran has moved into third as they take this next one. Good jump in fourth there by Charlie's Form, has now pulled that one right up into second place. So Loving Around, Charlie's Form, and Fairy King and Giran together. Behind that we've got Lead Roll and Welcome Break, and then comes Lieutenant Breakfast. Pilgrimage is behind that one as they take the next fence. They're all jumping reasonably well today. The back marker is now SodaStream as External and Nocturnal continue to run together. At the next fence then, over that one they pop. Bit of a slow jump towards the back by Dance My Life Away, but there's not a great deal in this at the moment. They jump that next. What's the faller there? There's one gone. That's Lead Roll. Lead Roll is gone at that one. That's out of the race then. And I was just saying there's probably only about 12 lengths between first and last at the moment. And they've got 7 furlongs still to race. And Loving Around has been in the lead all of the way. But Charlie's Form is now coming to challenge on the outside. Then comes Giran and Fairy King, and then Welcome Break. And Lieutenant Breakfast on the outside of that one as they take the next. Aerial shot of them over that one there then. You can see that Nocturnal is still the back marker as they take the next one. Another slow jump by Dance My Life Away there. That one is probably out of it now as they take the next one, and the pace begins to hot up a little bit. We lost another one there. Charlie's Form's gone. Charlie's Form had just come through the challenge has fallen at that one. So it's still Loving Around from Giran as they take the third last. Mistake there though that time by Giran, has sent that one right back down the field, and Loving Around is now putting his foot to the pedal now and is kicking on in front with just 2 to jump. The chaser is Welcome Break. After that one comes Mars Orchard, then Nightmare on Elm Street and Fairy King, and then Lieutenant Breakfast and SodaStream and Pilgrimage at the second last, and Loving Around's over it clear. But Mars Orchard is now the big challenger in second, and then comes Welcome Break and Nightmare on Elm Street and Fairy King. Can't see anything else getting into it with 1 to jump. It's between these, but it's Loving Around on the inside of Mars Orchard as they come down to the final fence. And Mars Orchard starts to put his head in front. They jump it together. Mars Orchard and Loving Around. Mars Orchard, Loving Around. Mars Orchard is starting to pull away now then as they race inside the final half furlong. And now here comes Loving Around. Loving Around's coming back at him. Nothing left in the tank for Mars Orchard. And Loving Around it is. It's a virtual pillar to post win. Loving Around, a brave victory there to take that one by a good 3 lengths in the end when it looked like he was beaten half a furlong out. Loving Around wins it. Mars Orchard is second. I think Giran might have run on to be third. Now, Giran was fourth, Lieutenant Breakfast was third. So, Loving Around, the winner for John's Jumpers. Mars Orchard second, Lieutenant Breakfast third, Giran fourth.